Good evening, everybody. Interview number 2 tonight. I have Matawan first-year head coach Lauren Bowler. Lauren, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
First, get started. How is it? How does it feel? First year at Matawan. How does it feel?
I'm first of all just thankful that we're having a season. That feels great in itself, being in the gym, being with the girls. And honestly, it's kind of freeing. First time head coach. So yeah.
Um, what got you into coaching? What made you want to pursue coaching?
I've always loved, just teaching. I'm a sixth grade math teacher, helping out girls, seeing them learn. It's always been my passion since a young age, and coaching kind of lends itself to that. I can't say that my aunt has been a huge inspiration to me. Just, watching her coach all these years, her being my coach. So I think some of that has to do with it, but definitely just the teaching part.
Yeah, during soccer season, I did interviews like this, and I asked the coaches, do you see a comparison, to being a teacher and coaching, and all of them, said yes. Do you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Um, Now you brought up your aunt, Mary Beth, who's at St. Rose. What are some things you learned, you learned from her that you try to take away from her?
I try to soak up as much as I can from her. Her passion and love for the game it's honestly, it's contagious. She was my coach, I think, since I started in third grade. So she taught me how to play. And from then she's taught me how to coach. I've started making it my own,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, pretty much a lot of everything about basketball. It's come from Mary Beth. Yeah.
Yeah, and she does have a lot of passion. We spoke on the phone a few times, and me and her could probably talk for hours about basketball and everything. Now you worked under Darren at Homedale. How many seasons were you with Darren?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay. What are some things you learned under Darren?
Um, you know, uh, Coach, he's a Navy guy, and he runs a tight ship. Honestly, and I love that about him. He was so knowledgeable. The stuff that he brought to the game, again, the passion, and he's in it for the girls, and that's what I loved most about it too. It's we want to make them better, and being able to coach with him, I think made me a better coach, more structured, more organized. But yeah, no, he was. Those were a great 2 years as well, and I try to
That
soak
was
as much as I can from him.
and that was a fun bunch to watch too over at Homedale. Last season. A lot of talent over there.
Oh yeah, I mean, last year I had such a fun year being like just being involved with them. And it's so awesome to know that they're getting a lot of the same girls back, and
Yeah.
they're going to have a great year this year.
Yeah. Speaking of this year, what are some challenges you've seen, or even the players that might come up, or it's tough enough for players to stay healthy, but now you got to deal with the COVID virus and worrying about not catching it. Oh, excuse me. So, what are some challenges you're seeing as a coach?
Um, so to start, I only had 10 days with these girls. I met them once prior online, and we all know it's not the same. So them kind of figuring out who I am, and me trying to figure out who they are as a team, as an identity, I think that in itself has been difficult. And then, I mean, COVID wise, just trying to keep it as normal as possible, getting in the gym, getting the reps up, trying to implement my style of teaching. I think all of it's kind of just a lot.
Yeah,
But,
and that, new coach coming, anywhere, 10 days is not enough time to, yeah,
right.
get
I
your.
We're taking it as we go. I said we're in this together. I'm learning, they're learning. So, that's why I said we're in this together. It's a long sprint is what I'm saying. It's a month. So, we're going to take it as it comes.
What is your message to the team? What are you trying to instill, like, values, and what kind of culture are you trying to create there?
Yeah, I said every time we're in the gym, I want them to learn something new. If they leave that gym learning something, they've done their job, I've done my job. I really want to instill just like the hard work on defense. I'm pretty defensive minded, so I'm trying to teach those little things, jumping to the ball, being in help defense, and kind of focus on the little things right now. In this short amount of time, that's what I'm focusing on.
I want to move, we'll go through your roster now. NJ.com from last season has a ton of players. So I'm going to go through some, and then you could give me, other players that are coming back, and then some, any incoming freshmen that are going to be an impact. First, you got two big seniors coming back. We'll start with the guard, Skylar. I did see her play her sophomore year. Um, what do you expect out of her, and what does she bring to the table?
Skylar is a very dynamic guard. She's been working hard over at Hoop Group. I saw her a couple times prior, and I mean she could hit down a shot. She could dribble into the lane. So I'm expecting her to really be our leader out there, taking control of that tempo. She's going to be able to do big things.
Yeah, she's a fun player to watch. The next your center, Gianna, is that Gianna, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Um, she's going to Brown, right? She
Yep.
committed to Brown. Looking at her stats, the 250 points, 250 plus rebounds. That's key. Especially a lot of schools don't have a big body that could play like that. What does she bring to the table?
Just like you said,
Yeah.
there's very little people on the shore that are going to be able to guard her.
Mm.
So she brings just that change, that dynamic, and if she knows how to read the offense, she's finding the open spots in practices, catching it high, keeping it high. She continues to do those little things. It's going to be great.
They're going to be obviously your senior leaders on the court. What are you hoping they pass down to the underclassmen, or hope they teach the younger classmen?
Yeah, I already have seen their ethic. I mean, Gianna's been working up at US Hoops.
Hoops.
Yep. And so I mean, they've been picking up the ball. It's not just basketball season, it's outside of basketball season. They come into practice, they're working hard every possession. So I think that seeing how they run the floor, kind of just that effort, hustle, play in, play out is just great for the younger girls to see.
Another player coming back that was a key to the team list, Jada Allen. She's a junior this year, right?
Yeah, so she's actually hurt right now. She had surgery, but even so, she's been a good leader on the sidelines. She's been at practice, kind of helping out the little girls, telling them the younger girls, telling them spots and where to go. She's been a good leader on the sidelines as well, and I'm excited to see what she has to offer when she gets back.
There was one more junior. She had a lot of rebounds last year. Caitlin Givens.
Unfortunately, she's not going to come back this year.
It seemed, me talking to coaches, there's, quite a few players that decided not to play this season. So I'll let you. Who are some other key returners or players that played last year on Matawan that you think are going to have a bigger roles this season?
Sure. I have two junior guards, Colleen and Bella, and I think they're gonna be I mean, they're athletes. They play soccer, so them being able, that vision that comes from soccer on the floor is going to help us a lot, big time. And they're just two, if you think of scrappy guards, they put in the work, they go after it. I think they're going to really help us.
Sorry, my phone's been going off. Any newcomers that you expect to have an impact this season?
Not freshmen. I have a couple of sophomores in Ava and Emily, who I think are going to be coming in and out. They definitely have growing to do and learning, but I hopefully throughout the season they're gonna pick up those things from the older girls and really help us out on the defensive end.
I like to ask the public school coaches this. Do you think it's your first year, developing a strong relationship with the middle schools or the youth programs in Matawan help, essentially be a feeder program, for the future of, Matawan basketball and keep the local talent home instead of going to the SJVs and, the private schools?
Yes, I 100% agree. I mean, I was the local kid going to RBR, so my friends went to RBC, and so I totally understand. And I think 100%. Right now, I have a strong relationship with the middle school coach. We came in together,
Mhm.
so we've been in contact, and he kind of wants to know how I'm running my program, so we can kind of mirror each other. And then hopefully if times get a little bit normal, we could get out there, do some camps and get out to the feeder programs.
Yeah, well, first, that's great that you have a middle school coach, that's reaching out and, wanting to work with you. Because I do know towns that, they don't get the response, that they're hoping for from, the middle school programs or the grammar school programs. And it's always great, when I go to a game and you see the middle school or the grammar school kids there watching the high school girls play. I got a younger niece. She loves going to the Jackson games because that's her hometown, and she gets a kick when the players all come up to her and stuff. So, and it has a lasting impact because they remember that, and that they might want.
I still remember those days. It's like you're meeting celebrities.
Yep, and that's how it is. I'm just gonna pull up. I want to pull up your division real quick. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
I usually have it ready, but where are you? There we are. All right, so you got St. John Vianney, Holmdel, Raritan, Colts Neck, and Middletown North. Pretty competitive division for Matawan. Take St. John Vianney out. Obviously, what are you expecting? The matchups, and how do you think your team's going to do this season?
No, I think we're gonna come in and put up a fight every game that we go into.
Mhm.
At this point, if we come in with that underdog mentality and just, we're going to fight hard to the very last whistle. I think defensively, we're going to be a hard team to put points up on.
Mhm.
And then we have really two good offensive threats that could make an impact.
Yeah,
So,
and they complement each other
yeah,
nicely too. Who are you able to pick up? Who you pick up one game?
we've picked up Long Branch and Manalapan.
Manalapan. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know much about Manalapan. It's probably the only team I really don't know much about. Um, all right, Coach. I appreciate you taking time out. I look
Sure.
forward.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you're doing. So thank you.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you grow the Matawan program.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Nick.